Hello and welcome to today's tech session with Commvault. 2 clicks to snapshot backup with Commvault and Nimble storage. Today's session is going to focus around adding array-based snapshots to an existing backup regime inside Simpana. The first thing we're going to do is head over to our Simpana console. Here I'm looking at the properties of an existing backup job under the IntelliSnap Operations tab. I tick the box to enable IntelliSnap. I get a message saying that the next backup will be a full backup. I then click the drop-down menu for all of the array vendors and select Nimble Storage. And OK. This effectively has set this backup job to enable snapshots on the Nimble array driven by Simpana and indexed by Simpana. I'm going to kick off a backup and I'll talk about how this was configured. As you can see, the backup job is kicked off. Snap backup operation to our Nimble Snap storage policy. The way that we did this is by going in and adding the array to Simpana management. We select Nimble Storage as our array vendor, give it a name, provide the control host, hostname or IP address, and then provide the login credentials to manage the array. And then select OK. And you can see the Nimble array has been added to Commvault management. Now let's take a look at the Nimble storage GUI. You'll notice the job ID for this snapshot backup is 2873. I head over to the Nimble array and log in. Once inside the Nimble storage configuration, select Manage and Volumes. Select the volume in question and once the volume configuration page loads, click the Snapshot tab. You'll notice a new snapshot has been created with the name 2873 in Commvault. This correlates to our snap backup job, showcasing Simpana's integration with the Nimble storage array. The snap backup job has now completed. Snapshots will remain on the array until they expire based on either a retention or number of snaps. This is driven by Simpana's storage policy concept. If I take a look at the Nimble Snap storage policy, you'll notice we have a snap primary copy. If I look at the properties of the snap primary copy and select the retention tab, you'll notice that I've set this to retain by number of snaps. This will be a rolling cycle of 7 snapshots. Once the 8th snapshot has completed, the first snapshot will expire. You can also change it to retain based on an expiration date. From the snapshot backup, we have 2 methods of recovery. The first one is the entire volume. I do this by right-clicking on the subclient and clicking the List Snaps option. You'll notice the snapshots on the array are all listed here from within Simpana. I select the snapshot or point in time in question, and I right-click and I have a number of options. I can mount up the snapshot and browse it like a file system, or I can use the hardware revert capability in a disaster. For the purpose of today's demonstration, I'm going to simulate a disaster by formatting the entire volume in question. I'm going to perform a quick format on this volume to simulate a disaster. The format's complete, and if we look at the contents of the volume, you'll notice it's completely empty. Let's bring back the entire volume in an instant recovery. You are prompted with this message as a warning, as this restore operation will overwrite the entire volume. So I type confirm and hit OK. The revert operation of the snapshot was successful. We can check this by browsing the contents of the volume, and we see all our mission critical data and user data has been recovered. The other method of recovery is granular files. I'm going to simulate a typical end-user granular file deletion. I'll delete 2 files from the volume. I can then go in and restore individual files from the snapshots by right-clicking and clicking Browse and Restore. I'm going to select the latest backup and view the content. Here I can browse the contents of the snapshot and restore the granular data that I'm after. I select the 2 files that I deleted and click the Recover All Selected button. We're presented with this final page with some attributes for the restore activity. I'm going to leave the defaults just to restore the data back to its original location. The restore job has commenced successfully. The restore job has completed successfully, and as we can see in the volume, our granular files have been restored from the snapshot. This concludes our tech session for today. 2 clicks to snapshot backup with Commvault and Nimble storage. If you have any questions, please reach out to cgondek@commvault.com.